Hello family, this is Anthony here. I'm coming today with a share of a junk journal that I made. I was a part of a challenge hosted by Dearjuliejulie here on YouTube. I will link her channel in the description box, and I also will link her video explaining the challenge and the rules. She did have several categories that you could enter into. So with that being said, I decided to use this kit that I purchased from her. It's called the Spring Blossoms kit, and it is in her Etsy shop. I'm not sure if she still has more kits available, but at that time this is the one that I had purchased. But it was my first time making a junk journal totally from scratch. So she was doing a series from start to done is what she called it, where she showed step by step how to make this junk journal using her kit. She showed how to make embellishments, how to actually take apart a book, how to do your binding, make the signatures, put them in, sew them in. And I had never done the sew-in signature, so yes, I was very nervous and overwhelmed, and I threw this thing to the side. I started making the embellishments and things. I had covered the book with the fabric, and I pretty much set it aside. But then when I seen her challenge, I was like, well, this is a perfect time for me to go ahead and finish this up. Originally, I had chose a category where I thought it would just be one that I would finish up because I needed to. I had started it. But she has a category also for making a junk journal out of one of her kits. So I think this, I'm not sure the numbers. My brain is not set up right now, so that's why I will link her challenge video with the instructions and the different categories and all that in the description box. So anyway, I'm going with the one using one of her kits. And then I believe, since I still have enough time, I will finish up the Paris Junk Journal Altered Book. I'm thinking I could use it. It's not from scratch, but it is a junk journal, and it's using the book, but I used the book and kept some of the pages in. Those are the kind of journals that I've been making lately because I was, like I said, I was not sure how to do the signatures and all of that. And now I think I will do more from scratch, but I like doing both. And at the end, it was fun. This whole process was fun, and I learned a lot of things. So this journal here will actually be used for what I go to as a reference book for different embellishments, just different things that she taught us along the way to make this nice full journal here. And she did say she doesn't use all of these items in one journal, but she wanted to, you know, show us enough techniques that we can use in making our journals. So what I'm going to do is do a walkthrough, a flip through, and try to explain just some of the things that I have done. I did do some things different than she did. I did try to make my book look older, so I did coffee dye a lot of the items, and also in that learning process some of my pages did rip, but I still tried to use everything. Some things I used a little differently because I did not follow all the videos in order, so some things are different, but in the end okay, I'm sorry, I ran out of memory. I forgot to delete some things. So but like I said, I will show you what I've done. And she also included enough items to make a little mini journal, so I will show that as well. Okay. I'm hoping that you can see this, the lighting. I'm in the basement in my craft space, and like I said, the lighting is not that great. But here is the cover of the journal. Mine is a little different than hers because this, what is this called? The ribbon embellishment that she showed us how to make using book paper and ribbon and book paper flowers. I had glued mine on the cover because she had showed doing that, but then she changed her mind. She used a her glue gun, not glue gun, the, what do you call it, tape runner gun, so she was able to pull hers off. I was able to pull another flower off that she also had put on. It was able to come off, so hers will not show this paper ribbon. She did include it in the book though. So she showed us the the cover using a 3D look. We added flowers and beads, and then on the spine of the journal there's a tassel here. She showed us how to make these. Also paper beads, and all these little items were in the kit. You just had to have some extra, like coffee dyed paper, a few extra paper clips, because she ended up making more than she had anticipated. And what else? The paper clips, some of the coffee dyed paper, and I can't remember, but I mean, you could use some other ribbons and things from your stash, but for the most part you can make this journal with everything she provided in the kit. So this tassel is made using a washer, and I forget the name of this kind of hook. I don't know if this is a garment hook or whatever, but anyway, that was all included. So there's my tassel. When you open the cover, there's a pocket here. She showed us a technique using the clear packaging tape, and you apply it to some wrapping paper or magazine paper, and you put it in water, let it sit for just a little bit, and then you can rub the paper off the back of it, and the imprint of whatever picture you stuck the tape on shows through, and then you can set it aside to dry. And normally you can reuse it. You can stick it on something and then you see the picture. So that here is the packing tape. I don't know if you can see the shininess of it, but that was a piece of wrapping paper that was stuck to it. And once you rub all the paper from the backing, you'll see the clear. You can see through it. It'll be transparent. And so I adhered it to this book paper so you can see the writing through the tape, and it's a cool effect. So that was something that I've never seen before, so that is something that I'll be able to use in the future. This is a piece of an address book that she included. I put in there. These are paper flowers she showed us how to make using book paper, and like I said, I distressed a lot of items. Well, mainly everything. I tried to so everything would kind of go together and it would look old. I use this Tim Holtz, it looks like Jim Holtz to me, but anyway, distressed oxide vintage photo colored ink. So that's why you see a lot of brown, and I don't know, I just wanted it to look old. So in this first signature here, she did a technique where she water embossed paper, and she used a plate or charger on one, and I don't know if this was a plate as well or a dish, but anyway, it has a butterfly and some flowers. So I just added a little yellow flower here. She actually put her paper ribbon from the front right there for her decoration. So I'm going to flip through pretty quick and just show, and just remember all these things were items that she included in the kit. So there's this here. She added tons of little list pads, papers. So this is one of a dress, and I added the little pearls. And this is stuff that I just followed along with her. There's plenty of pockets and tuck spots. This here is turned into a pocket, and I just put some of the digital printouts. And that was actually in the kit. She had some printed out for us. There was some digital prints of an embroidered table runner, something like that. So I printed out some. She did send some postcards and things that were printed out, and she has digital kits of those as well. So those are used throughout the journal. There's a pocket here, and I used a piece of the digital printout there. There was also wallpaper included into the kit, which is what we used on the inside cover and then throughout the book. So there's a piece there to make a little tuck spot. So there's different things that are tucked in the pockets. Some are the same as what she did, and some I had to do a little different. So here is a little journaling card, and I just adhered it to some coffee dyed. No, actually, this is a journaling card, but it's a napkin adhered to a flashcard. And then I put some coffee dyed paper on the back for journaling. And it's just stuck in the packaging. And in this kit, in her tutorials, you use pretty much everything. This is packaging that she sent some of the items in the kit. On this side here is another journaling card, and these cards are made out of the file folder that came in the kit, where she had some of the more delicate papers inside. And yeah, this is the file folder, some torn book paper. We used a lot of the book paper that we took out of the book for embellishments throughout this journal. This flower picture here is actually from one of her digital printouts. So I just glued that on there. Stick that back in there. So lots of techniques, decorations with lace. There's embellishments made with the leftover material that we use for the cover. She showed us how to use the little hole that's in the top of the ledger paper. If you put it in the correct way, you have the hole up at the top, and you can attach tags or other embellishments to the inside. Here I used magazine paper, the washi tape. You can use the trim off of your little notebooks that you rip out and make embellishments. Here's a pocket here. This is some more of the what is it? Oh, the clear packaging tape and wrapping paper. There's colored index cards throughout. So here is a piece of patterned or printed like copy paper that you could use, and I coffee dyed this, and like I said, something's ripped, so there is a little tear there, but I mean, it adds character. Some places where I have rips, I use washi tape. So here's another tag, and these were actually just cut out of these sheets. She included several of these. You get 4 of these circle pictures on a page. So we fussy cut a lot of them out, like this one here, and used them for tags and things for journaling. You can journal in those. This here, I have it attached. This is a paper clip that she showed us how to make. And there's also like fussy torn pieces of the what's it called? The printouts, the digital printouts. She showed us how to make little flip. I need to add some paper in there that can be journaled on, but she showed us how to make these little wallet style flips. And there's some more of the packaging tape on the magazine. Some note paper, and then I just have these paper clipped with the paper clip that she showed us how to make. So let's see if I can get it back on here. Okay. She included coloring book paper, so that's in there. Here's the back. And then, like, this is another piece of the file folder. I just stuck that in there. That can be journaled on. We made paper clips out of tickets, flat paper clips. And she has tutorials on how to make all these embellishments, so I won't spend a whole lot of time on that. Please go over and check her channel out and subscribe to her. Her brain is just fabulous. I don't know how she comes up with some of these things. Yeah, she's amazing. I love watching her channel. So here's another little charm that we made using a paper bead. We made paper beads out of book paper. So she has tutorials on that as well. This is another flip. And in this flip, well, on the outside of it, we used the packaging tape on the magazine. And in this flip, we used a piece of list pad paper. So you can journal inside of there as well. Let me put that back on there. And this flat paper clip we made out of the ticket holds that shut. Okay, this page here, and I'm hoping you can see this. This is actually packaging that she sent with some of the kit in. And the other part of the address book page is in there on one side. On the other side of that has a pretty picture of flowers, so that shows through. This is a bookmark. Mine is larger than hers. I didn't cut my file folder up exactly like she did, but I put some book paper on there and a piece of the napkin. The napkin that came with the kit had like, okay, it shut off again. Sorry about that. Hopefully we can get through this time. But I was saying this right here is another paper ribbon that we made using the book paper and some lace, piece of the fabric, and a flower and a bead. And then we just attached it to the edge. And then here is a little corner bookmark she showed us how to make using the book paper. And then we just decorated it with lace, piece of ribbon, and a flower. Okay. Sorry about the noise. I have the dryer going now. And here is a piece of daisy, like stationery, well, copy paper. And right here we used a doily and made a little tuck spot. Oh, let me move my arm. Made a tuck spot right here. And this is a bookmark that was included. We used a cutout of the digital kit, the pictures that she had in the kit on the bookmark. Decorated the doily with some, she had, what was that? Was that a handkerchief? There was some fabric in there with flowers, silver flowers, so we used them throughout. So here's a cutout here, a small piece of one of the digital printouts. It's like a small little postcard, and then the flower. when I coffee dyed mine, the ink in the picture kind of smeared. So then we added a piece of the flower here. In here is also some of the digital printouts. We added some of the blue from the fabric. And there's 2 pockets here. Here's another piece of file folder where we made a journaling card. And a piece of the screen paper. My book corner fell off. So in this center of this signature, we added a little tassel that she showed us how to make out of the baker's twine, and we attached sequins to the ends of the strings there for just a little something extra. Here's another piece of the fabric, one of the flowers fussy cut out. This here is a printout of the doily, the fabric doily that she had, and we just fussy tore around it to give it that fabric look. And of course I've distressed that. With these 2 pages here, we glued together and made a pocket, and so we have these doilies in there. It's a heart doily sticking in there, and I have it sticking out so you can see it. Well, I folded it down now that I'm done so it doesn't get all damaged, but yeah, a little doily in that pocket. Attached to the other side, we have a pocket here with a tag. She showed us how to take the print, the digital printout, and use water and a paintbrush, and you just go around, like trace the detail that you want to tear out. So if you trace around it with the water a few times, it the paper fibers start breaking apart, and you're able to punch that out. So we had a circle here, and then we used, I'm trying to see, what was this? I can't even remember now. But it's a clear piece of plastic where you can make this into a shaker pocket or whatever. You could put something with a picture behind that. So that was also a very cool technique to learn how to do that with the paintbrush and water. I mean, so anything that you photocopy out on like copy paper, that thickness of paper you will be able to compromise the paper with the water and punch it out. So I really want to try that again. And this is, what is this? A time card that we have attached there. Here's the other side of the packaging, and we've attached another one of the paper clips. Well, we made this paper clip using a paper bead, a piece of the daisy trim, and then a larger daisy. So she showed us how to make that, and we've attached that here. I don't know if it was on this bag or on this page, but I'll just stick it. I think it was on this page. So here we have a time card decorated with a little paper and washi tape. Here we made an envelope out of the magazine paper. Inside we have a little book that we made just out of copy paper and put it together with the twine. On the front cover we used another piece of the bicycle napkin. And we made a little corner tuck using a piece of the it's a fabric napkin or handkerchief. I got a yellow one in my kit. Some of the kits had blue ones. Here is another flat bookmark made out of the ticket and a piece of fussy torn paper to decorate. Here's a little small bookmark I made, and I fussy cut some of the fabric that's on the cover. Cut that flower out and attach that. And I just stuck that under there. Here I just used some more book paper, magazine paper. We made a tuck spot here. She showed us how to do a basket weave with paper. We did a little corner flip here, putting some paper in there that can be journaled on. And then another little piece of paper. This is another side of the coloring book paper, or yeah, it's the other side. Here is a flat paper clip we used making a used magazine. No, it was a magazine. She had this paper in there where it had little sections of flowers that we could cut out. I made a pocket out of it, and there's a little piece of the wallpaper in there. Tied a piece of ribbon there and made a flat bookmark, and I've attached it here holding this index card. Here is another corner pocket tuck spot that we made. We made journaling cards using book paper, and then attached plain book paper on the back, the actual paper from the books. We made a little flip envelope here and attached one of the printouts so it folds open. Let's show you. And inside it has a piece of the list pad that you can journal on. That was a cute idea. I'll put that on later. So, and on the journaling card here, we made a little pocket with the wallpaper, and it's just tucked in that corner spot there. This is the other side of the copy paper. We made a pocket here. I stuck this index card here, and it has a strip of the magazine paper with basically it's washi tape that we made out of the packaging tape and the magazine paper. There's another fussy cut flower, fabric flower. She showed us how to make a word out of this wired, it's like a wired twine type of thing. So we spelled out love, and it's attached to one of the tags. This piece of ledger paper here has some, I put a piece of yellow ribbon there. Here's just some more paper. This is another piece of, oh, this is the first side of, you know, like the photo album pages. We have inserted one in here that has 3 pockets. So this is the first pocket, and inside is just one of these little pockets we've made out of the book paper. We made several of these pockets, and then I just decorated it with some of the printout where I've torn out the heart, and then a piece of the fabric. And then we cut this pocket in a slant. Or is this, no, this is not, this is the other side of that packaging, and we cut it up in a slant to make a pocket. Here's a pocket made out of the wallpaper. We put a little ticket here and made a tuck spot, and we were able to stick a small ticket in here. Here is another journaling spot. We made a flip card out of the file folder. Here is a piece of the printout. We made a little flip there. Some paper that was included in the kit. There's some more of the printout. This side here is a piece of paper that was in the kit, and she had us put it in where the torn out edges stick out, and you know, you can see it from the edge. Piece of paper with some flowers on it. Okay, we use some music sheet paper in here. We took a strip here and made a side tuck. So there's a piece of paper in there. That's the end of the first signature. So the second signature starts with another sheet of the water embossed paper where she used the charger plate. We made this bookmark out of what did we use? The flowers are one of the digital printout cards, postcards, where we fussy cut the flower out and added some twine. I'm trying to remember what I cut this out of. I'm just drawing a blank. Here's another one of these pockets, but she showed us how to attach and glue this type of, what is like a butterfly paper clip in there so it could be flat. And attached to this on the other side is another one of the pockets we made, and it's embellished with some of the fabric, flower material, a couple flowers and some lace and a flat back pearl. Here's another one of those flat paper clips that we made. We've attached a little charm made out of the paper bead. Can you see that? Okay, we made a tuck spot here out of a tag. Here is another journaling card. So there's lots of places to write in here. Here's a little bag here that came with a bunch of little beads and things in it for the kit, and inside we've put a little journaling card made out of the file folder, some fussy torn out postcard attached to some book paper, and it just fits perfectly down in this little bag here. We made some embellishments just with the wallpaper and lace that's attached there. Here we just made another little pocket. I attached some coffee dyed paper, added some things in the pocket for journaling. There's another pocket, just a piece of that paper with the flowers. Here's a pocket made out of graph paper and a piece of fabric. In the beginning of the series, she showed us how to use these cards here, and we used the sewing machine, and my sewing machine was acting crazy, but I was able to sew this paper around the card for journaling and attach the ribbon at the top. Which is a great idea because it is hard to get things to stick to the playing cards. So if you use the sewing machine and attach paper to it, you can use it as a journaling card. This here is just a piece of rose paper or tulip paper. Another embellishment made out of the magazine paper and a piece of the torn notebook page trim. One of the first things that we made was this envelope here. It's like a glassine bag type. And we decoupaged the napkin on there, added some lace trim. We put a flower we put some lace in the center and some bling up here. This turned out really pretty. I like the way this turned out. Here we made took an envelope, sewed another one of the cards on there to make a tuck spot. Put some paper in there. Cut the envelope so we can stick something in here to journal on that side of the envelope. Here is the sheet music that was included. We just embellished it with some of the paper ribbons that we made. On this side we took a note card and attached it in. But on the cover we fussy tore out one of the digital printouts and glued it on, and I distressed mine quite a bit. There is a note card in there. Here is another journaling card that we made, and it's decorated with the packaging tape and magazine paper. Here's another piece of the gift wrap paper that was in the kit, and the handkerchief here. And we've also made an embellishment on the paper clip, and this holds another flip shut. So in the inside there is a list pad piece of paper that can be written on, but the little paper clip decorates it and holds it closed. This is another printout. Here we attached one of the little printouts on cardstock. These were printed out very small, like wallet size. And then we used our punch and punched the corners to make it look like a little ticket. So when I coffee dyed mine, of course the ink ran, but I attached it there. On the other side is the pocket, and I think on this one I may have put mine in backwards. One of them I turned the wrong way, so the pocket was on the opposite side. And here is another one of those book paper little pockets with one of the digital printouts attached. We made a little tuck spot with one of those tags, another small digital printout attached there. We made a belly band using a strip of the packaging tape magazine. Using a strip of the packaging tape and the magazine thing that we did. There is a printout here. This is one of the journaling postcards from the digital printout. Now here is the photo album, one of the sheets of the photo album. So we put a journaling card in there made with one of the digital printouts. I stuck a paper flower in the other side that I had made. She showed us how to make. On the bottom there we tied it with a little bit of ribbon. Here is just some embellishments that I glued up top. More space for journaling. I could have glued these two together and made a pocket, but I left those open because on this side we have a tuck spot made from the wallpaper, a tag that we made where we attached a tiny little tassel that we made in the beginning. There's some paper in there for journaling. Here is another pocket I made by gluing the two sheets together, and there is a doily in the pocket. This side is a pocket made out of paper, and we attached a piece of the fabric, the floral fabric there. Some items in here for journaling. Now here is the other two pockets of the photo holders. So it flips out. We have a journaling card in there that we made. On this side we have a little wallet type flip thing that we made. So we've decorated it with book paper and the digital printout, and this is the center of the printout where I said we took the paintbrush and went around with water. So basically this is what we cut out, this picture here, and then that left the ring on the other page that I showed you. So we've embellished this with some flat back pearls and a flower, and if you open it up, there's a tuck spot there, a pocket, and another tuck spot decorated with some wrapping paper, some yellow paper, and I put a little piece of ribbon there. So that's what we put in these little pockets here. That was another really cool idea. I would have never thought to add one of these photo things into my junk journal, which, you know, I haven't been making them from scratch either. But anyways, and then on the other side we made a pocket, or is it a tuck? Let me see. No, we put some graph paper on the back side of that journaling card. Here we made a little tuck spot out of this guest check. We've embellished it with a piece of the printout, and right here we made a tuck spot using a piece of the paper ribbon that we made, one of the paper ribbons, and attached is one of the little charms that we made. This side here we took this banner and made a tuck spot, added this envelope that we've decorated with the flower and wallpaper, and inside we put a little paper in there, a little booklet of paper. I'm saying we because, you know, all of us that were following along with this kit. Here we added a piece of the, well, I added a piece of the handkerchief here. I'm not sure if everybody else did, but because like I said, I did some things a little different because I got behind. Here is a little paper clip that I made that I thought would match the book, so I just stuck it right there. We made a little corner tuck. Here she showed us how to do this envelope and make a tuck closure from paper, and there is a piece of the digital kit printout there, and this opens. We have a pocket here made with copy paper, and we've put copy paper in here for journaling, and it's binded with some baker's twine, and then some more paper included in the tuck for journaling. Here we just added a strip of the material onto one of the printout pages. Here's a large journaling card that we made. Here we used a doily and we folded it over, put a little glue so it's a tuck spot on both sides. And this is another one of the flat paper clips that we made using book paper, using the packaging tape and magazine, and then we stuck it onto the book paper so you can see the print through there. And there's a little flower, and I added this little twine here. On this side it's holding a sticky note and a little journaling card here. This is the other side of the envelope with a pocket made from the wallpaper, a little piece of paper. In here, I've stuck a little booklet in here that we put together using copy paper, and then I attached one of the printouts that was printed on coffee paper. And then here is another one of those book paper envelopes that I made, and I made it, attached it at the corner and the bottom to make a tuck spot, and it has a list pad paper in there. In the pocket, I included a piece of the digital printout to journal on. Over here is a flower pot that she showed us how to make a little basket weave design. And then the kit came with this list pad paper that can be journaled on, and it fits down in there. I can get it back in there now. It fits down in there to look like it is sitting in the pot. It's getting caught on my weave, on my basket weave. Really? That's because I'm filming, of course. But anyway, it slides all the way down in there, and it looks like the flowers in the flower pot. Here, I put a piece of the fabric floral material there. On this side, I made a pocket, and it has a little recipe card in there for journaling. Here is the other tuck spot made with the basket weave technique. And then another one of the corner bookmarks there. We're almost done with this one. And then on this side, I just gathered a little piece of the handkerchief that I had left and some lace, and attached it up there just for a little decoration. You can journal there. Here is one of the little tags we made using the little digital printouts on cardstock. Another one of those paper envelopes, and there's some paper in there to journal on, I think. Oh, I'll put something in there, but it's just embellished with lace and paper and a little flower and the digital cutout. So as you see, we use these digital the digital printouts all through this journal. Here is some origami paper. She showed us how to make an envelope with this. And there is a little memory dex card in there for journaling. Also, there's another tuck spot there with the handkerchief on there with another flip, corner flip, where you could journal there. This piece of paper here is a piece of like the children's writing paper, and when I coffee dyed it started to tear on me, so there's some washi tape there. So that's okay. I don't mind it for my first one, and like I said, it's a reference book, and I wanted it to look old, and it definitely looks really old even though I just made it. So here is another piece of the printout that we tore. We had tore some flowers out and used it in the smaller book, I think. Yeah. And then we used the rest of it on this last page here. And then on the back, I made a pocket using just some copy paper. And then I included another one. Oh no, this is where we used the flower that we cut out, tore out from here. So I attached that to the envelope, added another one of those fussy torn out doily printouts and included in there for journaling. And then I just added another one of those paper flowers that we made. So that is my nice chunky junk journal from scratch. This is the Spring Blossoms kit in Dearjuliejulie that I purchased from Dearjuliejulie Etsy shop. So I'll put that there. And then really quick, here is the small book that we made using some of the items from the kit. We made another tassel, just a smaller version using what we had left. There's a little eyelet there that was included in the kit. So on the cover we put the doily, we put a piece of the fussy cutout flower from the fabric. This is a fabric flower on some tulle that we've attached. The words here are fussy cut out of the wrapping paper. We hung one of the bead dangles here. I closed mine a little different. I put some holes and attached ribbon to make my closure. So mine's different. The papers on the inside is different. I'm telling you, by the time I got to this and start, I was done. So I put some paper here. We made pockets in the front. There's some printouts. Some of the papers that we had in the large one, we used the wrapping paper. Just a flip up here with some tulle. This is the small one, so it's a mini version of the bigger one. It has lots of pockets in it as well. This is the plastic bag Ziploc that came in the kit with things in it. We put it in the small one. We've cut it across the top, so there's 2 pockets in here now, made from this. So this is a little coin envelope that's embellished. Yeah, there's receipt. The shopping list is in here. We made a little flip with fabric, and there's paper there to journal on. This is a little pocket made from, there's the wrapping paper on top, and it's made with copy paper. Copy paper and the back side of one of these. In the center, we've attached some of the sequins, and we've made a bead out of one of the eyelets. Here, another pocket. Here's a piece of the file folder that we made a little mini journaling card. Another side tuck with some of the printouts and coffee paper. Here is the other side of the bag, and we've made a little journaling card out of this. And then I stuck this little tag that we made. I stuck that on the other side.